Hussain, the biggest debt. The biggest debt, Mohammed Al-Hussain.
By a show of hands, how many of you were beaten by your mom in your childhood? Come on, I said mom, not spouse. Mr. Conte's chair, ladies and gentlemen, one night when I was 16, I came home late. And when I was walking my last steps, I saw my mom gazing at me from the window. And I did that troubled face. I got in the house, tiptoed to my room, then heard her soft voice whispering, "Hamad!" That story did not have a happy ending. My mom yelled at me, beat me, and kept hitting me on one side. Always on one side. For the next 3 months, I had to walk with one hip, bigger than the other. But after torturing me like a lab rat, she retreated to a dark corner in the house. I approached and she was crying. "Come on, Mom, I'm sorry." And with tears streaming down her face, she said, "Do you know how difficult it was to raise you? How many sleepless nights I willingly spent taking care of you? And son, you didn't even care to call and say you are okay. Have you ever let your parents down like I did? Why are we so ignorant in appreciating our parents' sacrifices? Why do so many of us remove parents from our priority list? It is because we've become so taken by how big we are now. We now have careers, businesses, families. We have our own lives. And we forget about the gentle old man and the tender-hearted woman who made us who we are. The question is not whether we should pay the debt to our parents. The question is how. And I had this question in mind for many years until I've become a parent myself. It was November 2008. My wife and I took our 3-year-old son Mehdi to a kids rehab center in downtown Dammam, Saudi Arabia. Mehdi showed a delay in developing communication skills. And you can imagine how that made me feel as a Toastmaster. He wouldn't speak much. He wasn't able to answer simple questions like, "Are you thirsty?" When we took him to that rehab center, we were just looking for advice on how to expedite his learning. But after examining him for hours, the doctor invited us to his small office and said, "Sir, your son has Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism." What? After that day, our life took a sharp turn. Flashes of Mehdi's troubled future invaded my dreams, and it was my turn then to spend those sleepless nights in that dark corner, worrying about my son. But of course we didn't give up. And we did what any responsible parents would do. Everything possible. We took him to hospitals, schools, rehab centers. We even hired a one-to-one therapist for him. And it worked. In 1 year of intense therapy, Mehdi showed impressive progress. And we're now sure he will be ready for school. And I've got to tell you, it was a long, exhausting year. And now he wouldn't shut up. One night, I was with Mahdi in bed, and we were about to fall asleep. And I was wondering if he would realize the efforts and sacrifices we were making for him. But after a long pause between us in the dark, Mahdi uttered what I never dreamt of hearing just 1 year before. Baba, I love you so much. Ever had a moment worth living for? Mahdi not only gave me such a moment, but also answered the question that had been baffling me for years. How do you reward your parents? He told me that parents simply want 2 things from their children. They want to see they are safe, and they want to see their appreciation. By saying, I love you, my son actually said, I'm okay now, Dad. I'm safe. And by uttering these words, he meant to say, I know what you did for me, Dad, and I appreciate it. I suddenly realized, if I had shown that to my mom, maybe my hip would have been spared. Chuck Palahniuk, a famous writer, once said, your parents, first, they give you your life. Then, they try to give you their life. Ladies and gentlemen, our parents gave us our lives and their lives. So no matter how busy we become, we owe them a huge debt. Indeed, the biggest debt. The least they expect from us is to let them see we are safe and show them appreciation. And if you really want to pay your debt to your parents, make a surprise visit tonight. Look them in the eye and say, Mom, Dad, I love you so much. Mr. Combs.